Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am over the moon, beyond excited right now because I am here with Karena and Katrina. Yay. Yes, I'm so excited. Now, if you don't know who these girls are, they are together, the forces of together they make Tone It Up. I have been a fan of Tone It Up and both of these girls for years. We met about, I think we decided, she thought it was like 6 years ago.
I feel like it was like a decade ago that we were in New York City with Girl Up and we had just met.
It's cool. I was telling her the other day on my Facebook timeline, like, you know how it pulls up like your old memories? Like, this happened in your past. It pulled up the picture of us at Girl Up 5 years ago. I was like, oh my gosh, that's the first time we met. I remember like walking to the bathroom and being like, so, what do you guys do? Hi. Yeah, I've just been a fan of them ever since. And I went to their retreat, I'd say about a year and a half ago. It was amazing. I know. That was just so cool. We were like in awe the whole time. And we left like just so inspired and just impressed too. Like, wow, they've done all of this. It's so cool. You guys really are like your businesswoman. I know you hear that all the time, but it's so cool to see it just executed. So that was a very long spiel to say I really admire them. So today on Tea Talk, we are going to be drinking a T2 tea. I've drank this tea before on Tea Talk. I have like the little thing from the lid that I cut out. And this is the flavor Black Rose. So go ahead, take your cups, ladies. They're gonna drink it on camera. I've already tasted it. The rule is though, you have to be honest. So if you don't like it, you can say like, not my cup of tea. That's perfect! I just came up with that. That's the perfect, like, not my cup of tea. Yeah, okay, you ready guys? So drink up. You like it?
Yeah.
You got it now. It's really good, huh?
And I don't ever think to ice it. Isn't that so funny?
I only drink teas iced. I don't ever drink them warm, like ever. I think it's so much better when it's iced. You can really like chug it that way and like sip on it all day. And it's just, those are two opposite things, but you get my point.
During the day, I would say iced. In the evenings, especially in the fall and out in front of the fire, a little tea and cinnamon. You've been putting cinnamon in your tea.
That's good, huh? Yep, Australian tea too. It's cute, I know, I love it. Yeah, and we actually, you guys know this already, but they're for sale. They'll be linked down below. I bring my cup everywhere with me. I've beaten mine up, but that is besides
I love
the
the chewed straw.
Oh my God.
This is a hard straw to chew, and you did it, girl.
I did it. I do it to all of my straws.
No, when Kat and I have coffee or tea in the office and it's in a plastic cup, I know which one is mine and hers because hers has the chewed up straw.
Or you know if I've accidentally taken a sip of yours.
Yeah, I'm like, ew, Kat.
I see those teeth marks. I'm glad to know I don't have to be embarrassed around you about that because you do the same thing. Don't stab yourself.
Do you guys do that too when you're like trying to find your straw out?
Oh yes. If I don't focus, I've like stabbed myself in the nose, the eye, or I've searched for it like, where's my straw? Wow. That was a very long intro spiel between us.
Here we are.
But now you know a lot about the girls, you know a lot about the tea, and today, the actual topic of our tea talk today is body image because they have a full-on, like, I don't even know what you call it, like fitness, lifestyle, not even a program, it's like a community. Yeah. So because they have that, I thought that was the perfect topic to discuss with them. So a bunch of you guys submitted questions on Instagram. So I'm gonna start just like picking some questions randomly. And they're all things, so it's body image, but it's also like healthy lifestyle related just in general. So I'm gonna just open up with this first question from Big Apple Ballet. She asks, if you could have us do one thing to live a healthier lifestyle, what would it be?
I think a healthy lifestyle actually starts with a healthy heart and having like a healthy relationships, like good friendships. When you have a lot of great happiness and good girlfriends, and you take care of your body more.
That was such a good answer. Yeah.
Because I feel like health starts a little bit within, and then you really start getting the confidence to work out and things like that, and then it becomes accountability partners. It becomes a community, and then Tone It Up.
Which is what Tone It Up is, a community of women supporting each other. And I, like a quick answer to that, I was just thinking, laugh more, which means be happier from within, and then it leads to wanting to take care of your body and, you know, just everything. I think a healthy lifestyle is a well-rounded one, mentally, physically, and, you know, what you put in your body and how you take care of it.
I love that about you guys. I've always loved it about you guys, that your whole community really started from a genuine place of it being you two. That you two were each other's friends and accountability partners, and you had this passion for health and life, and then it grew from that. I love that about you guys. My answer would be, on top of that, sleep. I think that so many people don't get enough sleep.
Yeah.
And I feel like we walk around like zombified or like strung out, and it's like, oh, just get like an hour more sleep. Just like a little more. So that would be, I guess, my answer. Either that or water. Like, you can't go wrong with more water and more sleep.
Yeah. That really helps even just your health overall too, is the hormones that are released during the night. If you get a solid 7-8 hours of sleep, the hormones, I know this sounds crazy, but like the hormones that are released actually help you and your metabolism, and then staying hydrated all day also helps your metabolism.
So this was a really great trio of answers.
Yeah.
Look at us with all of our answers. That was, that's good. Okay, so this question is from @StephTAppX. And she says, how can you support someone who has had bad body image? What advice would you give to someone who has close friends / family struggling with their body image?
I think as women, either starting when we're really young, and the pressure for teenagers, and then even growing up, there is a lot of pressure for women in their body. Yeah. But I think it's important, and we always speak about it in the ToneItUp community, how every woman is beautiful, every curve, every dimple. You are beautiful. You are a woman who creates other humans. Like there's so much beauty
crazy
in that there is just supporting each other. You are beautiful. You are beautiful. Everyone is beautiful from the inside and then out.
Yeah. I totally 100% agree. I think it's interesting when someone around you, because when I was growing up, when I was in my late teens, I struggled with an eating disorder. And I remember when I was going through it, it was total like body dysmorphia, like just looked in the mirror, saw something totally different than what was actually going on. Especially in retrospect, years later, I'm like, that's what I was upset about? And I remember people in my life would come to me and be like, Nikki, I'm concerned for you, like you've gotten really skinny. And my mindset in the time was genuinely like, oh, they're just jealous. Like everyone's just struggling with their weight, and like they're just trying to like bring me down. And in retrospect, that's so sad, especially looking at what was going on and how just morphed my perception was. And I don't know what someone else, not to like bring a damper on it, but I don't know what someone else could have said to me to change my mind when I was going through that.
There's a couple things. So I actually studied in school a lot about psychology and not only eating disorders, but then also success. So there's two sides. If you have an eating disorder or someone that you know has an eating disorder, the one thing definitely is not to tell them that they have an eating disorder. If you are the closest person to them, the best thing to do is actually start doing healthy things with them. Like go work out and let's go eat a healthy meal. And then be like, I saw that there's like a local workshop on nutrition. We should go together. And almost try to educate them in a way that they're like learning.
That's so good.
And what will happen is that they open up to you about it. I thought that was really great. My professor always said, like, approaching them right away, you might actually lose your friend. And you don't want to lose them because they actually need you more than they could ever know. And then the other flip side is in the community, when someone does succeed or they're starting to look really good. The reason why the community is really great is everyone says like, congratulations, and some of them have had an eating disorder and they broke through that, and then finally they are really healthy. And the other complaint too is like, it's a flip side, when they start to look good, their friends are like, I don't know if you're eating enough. Or, and then they are actually getting jealous. And so there's all these sides. And so our professor too was like, when someone is succeeding, it's really important that you celebrate them, because most likely if you don't celebrate your friends that are actually succeeding, or if they break out of an eating disorder, no one else in their life is celebrating them, sadly. And so it's really important that you are that person that celebrates them, recognizes their hard work, even if it's like one little thing, or they do their first 5K, or if they are finally like lifting weights and you're like, I'm so proud of you, that little bit will help them succeed more and not go back to like those tough times.
That's such a good answer. I didn't expect you to go into that. Like, it was like, wow, that's so cool.
It was really interesting because I lived with so many girls in school, and then I went to college with all girls. We were all part of the health science program, and it was all chicks, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And then we all worked at the gym together, so there were so many conversations like that because it was all around us too.
Yeah, I am surprised if a woman hasn't struggled with body image issues.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so common.
I feel like when we're really young, we're trying to figure out what society wants us to be, and we follow society, and then we get into our 20s and 30s and we're realizing like that's a lie and we don't have to be that way, and we really come into loving our bodies and accepting like the beauty of it all, and you're beautiful as you are.
It is amazing how early it develops, because I remember having those thoughts like 6, 7 years old, looking in the mirror and like thinking things about myself. So it is amazing how young it develops.
Yeah.
But yeah, that advice about coming alongside a friend, I think that that's so brilliant, because you're still being a friend and you're being there for them, and you're not cutting them off or making them go on the defense.
And they might discover it with you and be like, you know, I think I might have a problem with this or that, and they might ask you for your help.
Yes.
Let them ask you first.
Yeah, that they can trust you. Show them that they can trust you. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, so now we are gonna go on to our last question. This question is from @Christeg, and it's kind of 2 parts. She says, I do often find myself comparing my body to the bodies of other women. I also live at home, and my family doesn't eat as healthy as I would like to. What are some ideas you have to help me make healthier choices, even when those around me do not?
Definitely, I think you should take charge, and you also want your family to be healthy with you, and it goes back to setting an example for others around you, whether it's your girlfriends, your family. You start to eat healthy, maybe they see your mood change, your skin start to glow, you're living this healthy lifestyle, and you might actually inspire your family to make those healthier choices. And in regards to comparing yourselves, I think that's also, you know, something in society that they've taught us to do, and I think it's something that has to stop. I think women need to stop comparing themselves, and that's what the Tone It Up community is so about. It's not about comparing, it's about being your best self. Curvy or not curvy, whatever it is, as long as you're healthy. I think that's the most important thing, is that you're healthy and you're taking care of yourself.
Yeah, I once again, I love that about the whole Tone It Up community. You really do practice what you preach, if that's the way to word it. When I was growing up, it's actually kind of funny. I don't know if this is an option for you in your household, but I convinced my mom to let me do a lot of the grocery shopping. I loved it. It like trained me for my future life. I got to like feel what it was like to shop for more people, and it took a chore away from my mom. So she'd say, okay, this is how much you can spend, and then I would go and I would do the shopping. So that might be an option, like, hey mom, could I help you out? Do some of the grocery shopping, experiment with some like recipes, because you're probably gonna have to cook most of your life, like when you move out, all of that. So even getting practice, like cooking for the rest of your family is kind of cool, because you can see like, okay, how do you prepare for 5 people? Because that will be different than when you're by yourself and all of that. So that might be an option. Or just making food for yourself. Like, it sucks when you don't want to spend the money, but even as a teenager, like I would budget out some money for my own food to make some myself. I'm like, I'm gonna have to have this expense my whole life anyways, so I might as well get used to it. Like, it's food, you need it. And then with comparing, I mean, I don't even have anything else. That's just hard. I agree with you that it has to stop, but it's hard.
And we definitely will, you know, you'll be on Instagram and be like, wow, that girl's banging, but it's not in like a comparison, it's an embracing way. It's like embrace every figure and just take it in.
And I always try to think, like, what are the things when I'm getting ready and I'm trying to feel like really great? I'm like, well, what do I love about myself? That's so cliche, but it's like, what are the things that I really love? And then I highlight it. And so that's kind of a way that I do it too. Like, I know I've got my good things, so let's highlight them.
The one thing that Karena and I always say too is to shift your mindset. It starts with how you talk to yourself. So I challenge all of you to just for like the next day, anything that you say to yourself is something that you say to your best girlfriend. So Karena and I are like, okay, whatever I would say to our best girlfriend or each other is how I'm gonna speak to my body. And so if you catch yourself being like, you wouldn't do that to your best friend, you tell her that she's beautiful, you tell her that she's gorgeous, that she has beautiful curves, and or those jeans look amazing, and just kind of shift the way that you speak to yourself and things will change. And then when you see a beautiful girl on Instagram, your shift changes too, because you're like, instead of saying, why don't I look like that? You're like, wow, girl, like, and you recognize it, you encourage, and you empower other women. As soon as you empower yourself, you can empower other women.
It's all about nixing the negative talk and starting that on yourself, and also how you speak about other people.
I actually didn't realize until my therapist said this to me a couple months ago, that the whole like self-talk thing, I don't know why that went right over my head when people would say, talk positively to yourself. I'm like, yeah. And she was like, no, you literally have to talk. Like, even if it's out loud, like think these sentences through. It's not just like vague ideas. Talk to yourself. Yeah. And she was telling me how like the healthiest people talk to themselves, and they talk positively to themselves and kindly, like you said. And it helped me a lot, even with like general anxiety too, because if I'd be worried about something, she's like, really just talk yourself through it. Like, okay, just get up and walk over there. Like, I would break it down in my head. Okay, now grab your stuff. And it really did help. So positive self-talk, I feel like, is something that maybe we hear so much people don't cling, because I didn't.
You have to catch yourself.
It's a real thing.
Yeah. Your mind will drift and you'll lose track, but you have to like catch that moment, change it up, shift your train of thought, and
like really proactive in your cognitive thinking, if that's the word. So that was my smart word of the day. So guys, that is it. Tea talk.
Yay!
Yeah, high fives are not like a tea thing, but whatever. It feels like that's like a game day thing. High five. Well, guys, over on their channel, we filmed a Wine Not Wednesday. This might be one of the few times you'll ever see me drink on the internet. So besides the conversation and the exciting video, you can check it out for that too. I'm really excited about that. I've watched, I think, all of them or almost all of them, so I'm excited to get to be in one.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we'll have that linked down below as well as on the video right here. And go over, check that out, subscribe to their channel, check out their whole community, all of their recipes. I even have your reality show downloaded on my iPhone, so that's exciting. So funny. And yeah, we will see you soon. All right, guys.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, thanks. Bye, guys.